son, you're too eager. You ain't having it? Good, me either. Let's get together and make this whole world believe it.
Okay. We're doing a little something different. It's your boy EJ, and I got my man, my man, my DB, my lockdown corner. What's up with you, man?
What's good, man?
Oh, man.
I've been watching this game.
Yeah, man. So I figured we're doing a little bit of a recap show, so I figured we would switch it up on him. You ready?
Let's do it.
I just got home from the NO.
Hey.
Sean Payton talking about the doodle.
Hey.
Black T rocking Johnny Bravo. 940 loaded with them hollows. I just got home from the NO.
Where you come from, brother? Yeah, a little something special for you, brother. Where you just get back from?
That,
oh,
man.
for sure.
Call God.
So yeah, man, this is our little recap show, man. I figured, we Black in Sports and we want to give it, our perspective of the game, man. So I'm gonna let you lead off, man. How you want to start this? I mean, I want to start from the get.
From the jump?
From the jump, man, because this was comedy from the jump of this place, man.
Well, I will say congratulations to the LSU football team and my Coach O voice, go Tigers. Proud of the state of Louisiana. But really impressive, man. LSU top to bottom. I think I underestimated their offense. I think we talked about it before the game.
Yeah.
We both kind of like Clemson in the game, of sunshine, where Trevor Lawrence hadn't lost the game since high school, and now he's lost one in college. Kind of underestimated LSU's offense and the firepower and the way they were operating. It was pretty impressive, man. What's your thoughts on it and the whole game?
Yeah. So overall, man, I mean, you hit it. We definitely Clemson. They definitely touted 740 some days without them losing a 29 game win streak for Clemson, and like you pointed out, Sunshine ain't lost a game.
Right.
So I think that's going to fuel. Watch out for them boys next year. And for me, man, I think it was just like you said, the offense, but it was more chunk plays, right? They had those debilitating plays that took them out of the game because just early on in the game, they weren't moving as an offense, and then they started getting those chunk plays, those really back-breaking plays, and then a couple, I think, what really changed the momentum was those third and longs, which really kind of changed the game.
For sure. I mean, we both have an extensive football background, and the game is kind of won and lost on third down. They can be debilitating if you're giving up third downs, or they can be uplifting if you're keeping the drive alive. And I think from top to bottom, LSU did that. Kind of seeing the highlights right now, I thought it was pretty cool. See Randy Moss's son catch a couple of touchdowns, and he did the old point to his name type of thing on one of his touchdowns. And, that made me feel old initially because, I remember trying to wear some J's in a high school football game because I saw Randy Moss wear some. So,
right, in a game.
To see his son play in a national championship game is, probably added a couple more grays to my beard and took some inches off my hairline that I don't have to give up.
You got to spare that. But no, you're right, man. It's definitely about momentum. And, there was just a lot of momentum swings where if Clemson could have kept the momentum, you may be looking at a different outcome or at least a closer game. But once that momentum shifted, it was over.
For sure, man. For sure.
So one of the things for me, because, I want to start from the get, your boy, Orange Man, comes out for the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, love or hate Trump, whatever, that was such a boss move for him to come out. And
yeah, I mean, I thought I didn't know that. I thought politics were, we wanted to separate sports and politics. I heard somebody say, I don't know if it was him or definitely somebody from that party, say we shouldn't separate that and show up and dribble. But it's funny how he kind of made an appearance during a college football game.
Yeah.
I think there's some other pressing issues in the country right now, but as the election gets closer, election year, I'm sure he wants to make some appearances here and there to appease his crowd.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, it was a total boss move. Love him or hate him. I mean, he knew what he was doing. There's no reason for him to be out on the field during the national anthem of the national football game, which is the biggest sports thing because you don't have Monday Night Football. You know, I mean, there was some basketball in there, but like this is the biggest game, and
100%.
For him to be on the field, that was definitely a definite play. And
what I thought was kind of interesting about it, I think that was one of the first times, or maybe I'm reading body language wrong. I'm not a body language expert, but as a man that is familiar with sweaty palms in the past with females, it was kind of interesting how he kept trying to hold his wife's hand every 3 steps. Maybe he was nervous a little bit. That was kind of the first time actually, from a body language standpoint, he seemed kind of nervous, but he seemed like he was relishing in the applause and ovation that he got as well. So maybe I'm reading it wrong.
It's going to be the best game that was ever played in Everdom because he was there, right?
Correct. Now, do you think he watched the whole game, or do you think he really knew what was going on, or it was just kind of just the boss move, as you were saying?
No, it was just a show up move for him. I don't know what he was doing. I really don't care. But all I just know is he better not serve them kids Popeye chicken sandwiches when they come to the White House, man. Because he just doesn't need to. Because what was it? Was it last year? Wasn't it the team got like McDonald's and Taco Bell or something?
Got him on. He served him on a nice little platter, and he had a selection of a Big Mac, a double stacker, or a Whopper. Speaking of that, man, I had a random question on that note.
Okay, hit me.
When is the last time you seen just like a regular Big Mac commercial or just like a regular Whopper commercial? It's always like these like infinity burgers, or I saw a Del Taco commercial the other day that was like turkey meat. Like, when we just going to treat it how it is. Look, you go to Taco Bell, I'm not worried about my health. I'm getting Nacho Bell Grande. Let's keep it. You know what I mean? Let's keep it being, just keep it 100. Let's not try to make everything health conscious all the time.
They forget, man.
What do you say?
I said they just forget.
This is America, Jack.
You know what I'm saying? Where's the beef? And that's where we at, man. So we got to hit them with that.
This is America, Jack.
So they know what's going on up top, right? Like, I mean, that was the old lady. Like, where's the beef, right? Came out with it, and now we talking all this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Artificial and plant-based and soy. Just once they start messing with the wings, I'm done.
Looking at some of these LSU guys holding up this trophy, as they are celebrating, it don't look like, I guarantee none of them are eating Everlast or Infinity Burgers. They're eating real beef down in the great state of Louisiana.
Did you see some of the, you know how they have all the pregame and the media stuff? Did you see them play like, do you remember the 90s? Did you see any of that?
No, I didn't catch that.
One, I'm going to have to probably put some of that up on our social media. But there was this like clips of them showing like different bands. Was it just bands? I want to say it's just bands. Singers that were in the 90s, because a lot of these guys were born 99. There was a couple of people that was born in the 2000s talk about making you feel old. And they were putting like people that are big, not like recluse people. They like the dude put up TLC, and the dude was like Destiny's Child. They put up Britney Spears. Someone said Lady Gaga. It was all over the place. So I'm gonna have to send you some of those, and we'll post some on our social. But
what do you do? I heard something around. Was it the same thing as when I guess they were looking at an AOL thing? They didn't know what that was either.
Yes.
Okay.
He's like, man, I ain't got that. Your boy looked at a VCR and didn't know what that was, and I was just like, shit was just comedy, man. It was definitely comedy. But going back for me, man, another funny part of the game. Did you see him when it came out the gate? How charged LSU was, and they ran over the cameraman.
Oh yeah, we're messing around.
They was like, "Yo, let's go, get out the way."
If you didn't have pads, if it was in anything moving, and you know what they coach said, Coach O said, one of his assistant coach said, "Why you work out so hard?" or something like that. Did you hear that question?
No. What did he say?
So I think when his assistant coach asked him, Coach, why are you still working out so hard? He said, son, the day I wake up and I can't whoop a man's ass is the day I
die. Are you serious? And then they were saying something about he punched himself in the face or something like that.
Yeah, had like a mark on his face or something like that.
Coach O's serious, man. He played no games. And he sounds he got a whole bunch of gumbo in his mouth, man. Every time he talks, man, it just has me rolling.
You think he can get invited to the cookout, man? He just seemed like a cool dude.
Oh,
just kicking.
100%. 100% he's at the cookout, man. And he's bringing some like moonshine. That's what he brings some old crazy stuff.
Give me a nice size plate too,
right?
Keisha. Yeah.
Joe, boy, you got to eat. No, another funny thing for me, man, just like going through the game, a lot of stuff for me was happening all in the first half. But what's up with your boy Booger McFarland, man, bringing his cell phone out to the coin toss? Did you see that?
I did see that.
Is he going to get a selfie or something? Like, what was he doing with his phone, man?
I know he's an LSU alum.
Correct.
But what was his importance on the field for the coin toss?
I think
I saw him on the sideline a lot.
Yeah, so he's LSU, so he rides hard for him.
I understand that.
Yes, he was like the honorary captain, but like they didn't announce him as such, or they definitely didn't announce the other dude because like who's the dude from the Clemson side?
Right. It's just I would say probably. I mean, it's not an accurate number I'm throwing out here, but I would say 30 to 40% of the NFL is. Okay, 30% of the NFL from LSU or has some kind of LSU ties or something like that.
Yeah.
So for my man Booger to be there as the honorary captain, then on the sideline, running up and down the sideline at the time, I just thought it was interesting. But at least he wasn't on his little Booger mobile.
The Monday night Booger mobile. I'm so glad they got rid of that damn thing, man.
Me as well, but good for Booger, man. It's good to see the next athlete excelling in his next career.
No, 100%.
Well, so good for Booger.
Man, we doing shout outs, man. I definitely want to give a shout out to the BDSE alumni. Maria Taylor, she was in this sports leadership program I was in, and I mean, she done shot up, right? Like from doing college to was it college basketball? I think she started off at to football. Now, she's the main on this and NBA too, right now.
NBA countdown, yeah. I mean, I think she's the hardest working employee at ESPN. Besides her and Stephen A. Smith says he's that. He says he has that title, but Maria Taylor, man, shout out to her.
No, she's killing the game.
She grinds for sure. And she's good at it, too. Very, very good at it.
No, she's like, I mean, even when they were doing like going to the colleges and speaking with the players, she gets them to open up and, great interview, great stuff to talk to the beginning. So definitely shout out to her as well. Moving through the game a little bit. So I think the score at halftime, I think we talked about it a little bit. Randy Moss-Son caught the last touchdown right before the half. Uh-huh.
Kind of moving into halftime. I don't know if I was expecting Lil Wayne to come back after his appearance from last college football playoffs, but I thought it was a decent nod to have the top 11 players of the college football, there at the game or somebody representing them. What do you think about that?
My whole thing was like, first of all, if these kids don't even know who TLC and a VCR is, like who are we recognizing and who are we doing that for? And then if you're doing that, like I think that was more for maybe an in-stadium audience because it should have been like maybe a video that went with that, or they could have even because I think they showed us because I think I came back from the bathroom or whatever, and I saw them do the the clips of what was going on.
Right. On the players,
on the players. But really, I was just like, did I miss the halftime show?
100%. I was looking the whole time like, I saw the band on the field, but I was like, okay, when are they going to cut to the band to see, did Lil Wayne come out with the band or did, somebody do something with the band? But Nah, it was just that.
I think it was a miss. It was a really big miss for all of this time you had. You could have paid someone to do something, and you're in Louisiana. You could have had somebody, and if not, you always could have had.
I just got home from the
I mean, he just laced that track. He could have put that down for you. You know what I'm saying? So
he got a little time on his hands
he got
right
a little
now.
time on his hands. You would have definitely came and performed for you.
He's a little too controversial. He might have said something that might not have been safe for the airwaves.
Right. But no, 100%.
With that list.
What's up?
With that list, though.
Okay, hit me.
I don't have the list completed. But did you agree with most of the list? It kind of reminds me of a topic that we had talked about earlier. How wrong college football is doing. The best college football player I've seen in my lifetime, Reggie Bush. I feel like he should be in that top 11. Just my opinion. And for him to be just kind of ostracized from college football and his Heisman taken and not allowed on SC's campus, I think it's a miss for college sports.
And I think it's no, I agree. That's definitely a miss. And it goes against, I think it's more of our society. We're not a non-forgiving society. And, people need to be able to pay their dues, but still have their, their position and their role. Because, like, Pete Carroll still goes back and speaks and things like that. And he was just as wrong as the next, right? And you're going to see Urban Meyer, whether he was right next to it or any, he had some involvement with, that suspension and every kind of, not every, but, there's things that go along with when he's around a program, and he's still going to get another chance. So, for me, the only biggest difference is that melanin in their skin.
100%. And, whatever happened off the field, it doesn't kind of erase, what was on the field. You can easily go to YouTube and type in Reggie Bush and pull up what happened. You can see for yourself. So they can't erase who we were with rest in peace Bernie Mac, what he said as flipping above the rim. They can't erase who we were. So I think that was a big miss. But with that, I thought it was also a miss on NCAA or college football, I should say. I know Red Grange was in the top 11, and his years were 19, 25 to 28 or something like that. So I'm assuming we weren't thought of, and our parents were thought of when he was playing to see those things.
Right.
But did you see who represented him?
They went by fast. So, like I said, I was looking for. I thought I missed the thing, so I rewound the thing. Who they have?
So for all the 11, they either had, if they were still living, obviously it was there. Barry Sanders was there, Earl Campbell was there, Jim Brown was there, and some of the others. Jim Thorpe's granddaughter was there. But for Red Grange, they had Red Grange's cousin. I'm like, bro, he ain't got no grandkids. Well, they go to Ancestry.com to find her. She didn't even look like she knew. She was like, hey, come fly down to Louisiana, stand on this podium for this guy named Red Grange, who is your sixth cousin down the line.
Oh, that's terrible. And I think that's one of those things where, like, all right, because they could have found someone, but the cousin was like, "Oh, it's free. Yeah, I'm there."
Yeah, I don't even know who Red is.
Right.
So let me Google Red, and then I'll stand in his place.
But I mean, even a teammate, like, well, not a teammate, because a teammate probably been dead too. But just they could have done a better representation for him.
A teammate would have been closer than how Susan looked there on the podium.
Right.
So,
Susan.
Forgive me, Susan, if you ever listen to this pod, but you just didn't look like you knew who Red was. So,
no forgiveness.
That's my opinion.
That's right. So, one thing that got me is, they talk about how you play the game. And what I'm saying references this is they open the game with a trick play.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you talking about Clemson?
Yeah. And like at first that scared me. I was like, oh man, if you're opening the game like this, that kind of made it feel suspect. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like that's to switch the momentum, to change things up.
Right.
I think like you could have come out the gate with maybe something not as tricky as that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could have opened up a different play scheme or something like that.
Right.
But that was not the business. So then when they came back and they threw the bomb, I was like, okay, maybe they're all right. But just open up the game like that, and it failed miserably.
Right.
I already felt some type of way when they started the game.
And you already know, like, they've been working on this game plan for probably 2 weeks. And you know how those practice situations work. They, let's execute this play in practice, and we're gonna open up the game with this, and we're gonna set the tone of the game, and to probably have that go as wrong as it did was quite probably deflating right off the bat, and it was kind of interesting breakout. But for me, and I'm nobody's coach. But I think I know a little bit about football. I thought the first down calls the Clemson offensive staff were interesting all night. And it kind of put them in like 2nd and 12s and, 3rd and 9s and just kind of interesting. I'm not saying it was wrong. I just thought some of the play calls were interesting. I was impressed with their running back, ETN, or I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's from Louisiana. He's pretty impressive, but just the play call on first down was kind of strange to me. Of this is you've been breaking this film down for 2 weeks, and these are some of the first down calls you make. Interesting.
Also, like just during the game, one of the plays for me that I thought Clemson was going to take it off was when what's his number 5, CT. Is it Harris? Whatever. Number 5 for Clemson was running down, and he trucked number 1 at the 5, Phillips, to take it in, and they went up 17. What was it, 17-7 then?
Yep.
And I was like, okay, this could be it. You know what I'm saying? And they just didn't. They weren't dogs, and they didn't keep that, that momentum on them.
Yeah, I mean, like, you hitting on the word momentum. Shouts out to LSU for kind of rebounding pretty quickly on that.
Yeah, they came back and scored.
Yeah, they didn't really panic at all. They kind of changed the tempo of what they were doing and not really playing urgent or fast and out of control, but maybe with a sense of urgency.
No, they were playing fast, man.
Change the momentum. They're impressive.
Hey, 2 things on that thing. They were definitely playing fast. So, one, the dude's hand went out of bounds, and they were playing so fast, a replay couldn't catch that.
Oh, the running back?
The receiver, running back, whoever caught it, he caught it on the sidelines, and he was trying to balance himself, and he put his hand out of bounds, and then they got up, ran the next play. They were moving so fast, your boy on Clemson, the D lineman, falls down.
I'm tired, boss.
I'm tired, boss.
Has to cramp up.
Right, but he cramps up, and I don't know if you peeped this, but when he started walking off, he was limping, and then he switched what leg he was limping off of. But it could have been me, but it swore it looked like he changed his limp game up, man. So I was dying.
Gotta slow down somewhere, man. I mean, they turned the tempo. I was a little surprised that Clemson didn't do more with Isaiah Simmons. Number 11, that kind of does everything.
Right.
Kind of a freak of nature. I thought they would use him a little differently, but they probably emptied the bag to try to figure out what was going on and couldn't really figure it out.
So, for me, man, after halftime, because like right before halftime, after they were going up ahead, I like to call Joe B. He gave me that Macaulay Culkin look from Home Alone. When he came off the sidelines and he did that scamper and they scored right before halftime, I just felt the game was kind of over after that. Like, I was like, all right, let's see what Clemson does to come back. I just thought the game was over at that point, and I was kind of checked out and just was kind of watching and getting ready for for this.
Well, what was real interesting about it is, they scored to take the lead up at halftime. And then they were getting the ball back in the third quarter, and you think, "Ooh, if they score a touchdown here, it's really over." But Clemson, they held their own defense and got I don't know if it was a 3 and out, but they got a stop on defense. And LSU had to punt to start the second half. So I was like, okay, they still got something left in the tank, but I don't know. Maybe they didn't have enough left in the tank to kind of turn the tide. So at that point, you knew it was a wrap, though.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't count them out. You know what I mean? Because like they do fight the whole game. It was just every series was kind of like that last ditch effort, right? So maybe they didn't come through. Nope, they're still in it. Maybe, and then it just never came to fruition. And plus, he was Joe was in a different zone. Joe was touching his finger, talking about he want the ring, and he was doing that still in the third quarter. Like at the end of the third quarter, he was pointing at his finger for the ring.
Yeah, I think at one, I sent a tweet out, and I just said, dude's in his zone. Joe Burrow was in a in a zone, man. There's a couple throws, and I felt bad for my light skin corner. Shout out to the light skin. Number, I think his name's Terrell Jr., number 8 for Clemson. He's probably doing what coaches coached him up to do, and technique was good. But Joe Burrow is just dropping it in the bucket on him. So yeah, shout out to Joe B. Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin for sure.
Yeah.
Well, other thing that was cool. So during the end of the game, like once it was out of play for me a while, but the commentator started really getting into the family, and he spoke at the end talking about breaking the curse. Because they have just a strong lineage of their family in football, his dad coaching and things like that. But one of the things that hit me, I was like, damn, must be nice where your dad just says, yo, I'm going to stop coaching just so I can follow my kid's college career and be a fan.
Yeah. Super nice. And I know you're probably more of a Joe Burrow fan, knowing he's from the great state of Ohio.
Yeah, shouts out to the OH.
Even his dad. So, there's an interesting story about his dad. I don't know if you ever caught it. So, he stopped playing coaching football to stop coaching football to watch his son play.
Right.
That's got to be fun and inspirational and all that. But he also placed a bet that his son, I forgot the amount of bet, but he placed a bet that his son would win the Heisman. His son has some, 400 to something odds. I don't know gambling the correct way to say it. But he did place a bet on his son that he would win the Heisman, and he's won the Heisman. So he's came on some pretty good change as well, just from watching his son this year.
Jeez, just betting, having fun down there at the Bayou. Just living it up.
Yeah, let me just put a cool, $250 on my son. He's going to win the Heisman, and his son really won the Heisman. So, I don't know what the payout was because, Joe Burrow, here's a stat for it. He only threw 12 touchdowns last year, or 16 touchdowns, and was 60th in the country in passer rating. So from 16 to 60, a new college football record and a national championship. And a Heisman Trophy winner. Yeah, that's quite a bet on yourself.
That's the triple crown of college sports, isn't it?
My goodness.
Titles, individual records, and the Heisman, and he's okay. So just kind of in wrapping this up, man. Perfect season. Lived the dream. Had his kind of loops of going through. Didn't work at certain places. He wanted to go, what was it, Nebraska? That's where his parents played or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, Ohio State didn't work for him. He comes and now he's the man, finishes out. What's that career look like? He's number 1 overall next year or this year?
If Cincinnati Bengals choose somebody else, everybody needs to find a different line of work, in my opinion.
Fire the whole staff if they don't get him. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. He is the number 1 pick. I had before watching it. I'm about to get into my Mel Kiper or Bucky Brooks type of scouting hat right here. But coming into this game, I thought Joe Burrow was good. But I like Joe Burrow with they always shout out his offensive coordinator guy, Brady, the passing game coordinator. And I'm like, well, I like Joe Burrow you know, if he can bring his coach with him to the pros, if he can't do that, then, you know, he's good. But, you know, I'm not going to sell the whole farm for him.
Right.
And after what I saw, really, I should say all season, but particularly in these college football playoffs against Oklahoma and against Clemson, the ball placement is just pretty next level NFL. You know, in the NFL, you don't really throw to wide open players. You kind of make them open.
Yep.
Yeah. And, you know, his 50-50 balls on the sideline, he's super accurate. He doesn't miss if you make a mistake on defense. So I know his vision and his knowledge of the offense is there. He kind of understands situations. There's many times where, you know, Clemson was in like a man-to-man situation and everybody's back was turned, covering their guy. He just took out running. He's a lot better athlete than I even thought. Yeah. Cincinnati Bengals, don't make that mistake. Go ahead and get this guy as your quarterback and build around him.
Nice. All right, man. I mean, that's all I really have, man, unless there's anything that you kind of want to recap or finish off. We had the final there was Clemson 25, LSU 42. This is our recap. You got anything else for him, MH?
Nah, man, it was a great game, great wrap-up to another college football season. Interested to see who the next ones coming up are going to be next year. You know, we always have Heisman favorites and people that we think are going to be the guys, and then there's always somebody like Joe Burrow that comes out of nowhere. So interested to see who those guys are and what that team is next year. So, yeah, man. Had a good time, man.
Well, I love it, man. Well, hey, it was a great wrap to the college season. Thank you for checking us out on Black on Sports. Until the next time.
I just got home from the NO. Sean Payton talking about the dildo. Black tee walking Johnny Bravo. 940 loaded with them hollows. I just got home from the NO.